right, you guys, we're on lesson 13.3 called Hands-On. We're going to model what area looks like in order to introduce area. It's still got the blurries. So, our first vocabulary word is unit square. It's a square with the side of 1 unit by 1 unit by 1 unit by 1 unit. These all measure 1 unit. And if we were using a ruler and we were making different sizes, this could be a centimeter. We could say, if it were a little bigger, 1 inch. Actually, this looks like 1 inch. 1 centimeter, 1 foot. But basically, we just use a standard little unit. And there's your definition. Our next vocabulary word, the main vocabulary word here is area. Last week, when you studied perimeter, we wanted to know how much things measured by counting and adding around the outside, like a fence. Well, area is the number of square units needed to cover a figure, and I'll throw in this important word, inside. I believe a good place to put an example will be in a box, in these boxes over here. Okay, guys, here's what I did. I wrote first before I made lines, I wrote rectangle, length, width, area. I had lots of room in my middle column, so I was able to fit length and width and then area. I didn't make my lines first. Those came last. So I'm going to show you. I tried following the lines on the book. I could use a ruler too. Okay. And then I'm making a box of information in my notes. So I made a straight line going down, following the margin line. Continued making my lines to divide the columns, categories. I'm going to close off this box, and I'm going to begin with my examples. So keep it simple. All right. So I have 4 is my length. 1, because it's only 1 long, is the width. And the area is the inside. And I know you know the answer. Go ahead and write it. I think I color better with crayons, so I'm going to color it in. Because this is the number of square units that I use to cover this figure inside. And yes, your answer is simply 4 square units. All right, let's continue having some fun. Let's divide this. Here goes the next one. The length is the same, 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the width is not the same, 1, 2. So now I count the unit squares inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have our answer for what the area of this one is. Yes, 8 square units. Okay, this time around, I'm going to give you some information and you have to draw the unit squares. They're a lot like an array. The length is 4 again. The width is 3. You have that information to work with. I'm going to give you some time. You're actually going to pause the video right now so that you may draw your shape. You are drawing and you're getting your answer. And here we go. This is what you have done. It's got to be wider than the other one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 3 rows. And then we color them in, and you counted, and you got 12. Are you starting to see that this is multiplication? Yay! And you probably remember this from 3rd grade. Area, you can multiply. Or you can count your unit boxes. Okay, I have this one for you. Copy it. Copy it, write the length, write the width, color it in, write the area. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units in length, 3 units in width. I count them. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And that's my answer. Question for you. What operation can you use with length and width? Bingo. Multiplication. And that brings us to a formula. And the formula is area equals length. Remember that weird L from perimeter? Times width. Lesson 13.3. We're modeling area with these shapes. You might be given numbers and you have to draw. That would be the modeling part. Or you might be given a model and you have to count the length, the width, and you count what's colored inside the unit squares, and you get your answer. We are eventually going to multiply to solve.